For me, the main thing to consider at the very beginning is, what is the purpose of the course? Now, this isn't the aims and the objective stuff. This is a step back from that. This is why you're creating it in the first place. So are you creating it to build credibility? Are you creating it to give you more income? Are you creating it for information? Is it a smaller course that's part of something bigger? So there's lots of different questions there to really consider. Why are you creating the actual course itself? Once you've answered that, you will be able to then start to design for that purpose, rather than just going straight into what the next one is, which is start with the end in mind. And this is about, what do you want your learners to have achieved by the time they actually finish your course? If you are considering a course, what I would always suggest to people is start off with a mini course or a taster course, or something that's relatively small. And there's several reasons for that. One is you can then test the waters with that to see what kind of uptake that you get, but also it gets you used to using the technology, the equipment, the hosting platform. And so by the time you come to do a slightly more meatier course, you're much more experienced in that area. I do tend to find a lot of people kind of think, well, I'm all in. I know I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to produce this huge course. But you need learning space to do it. So for me, start somewhere small, a little taster course maybe to put out there. But the process of designing is still exactly the same. So start with the end in mind. What do you want your learners to have achieved by the time they finish that course? The other thing to remember is to design for your learners, not for you. And what I mean by that is that you might have a natural preference for a way of learning. So if you are like me, somebody who would look something up on YouTube and look for a video to be able to work out how to do something, chances are you're probably going to want to create something similar for your course, i.e. face the camera or something that's quite visually engaging. If you are somebody that goes to Quora or Reddit or Wikipedia, that's much more text heavy. So you might think, well, I'll create a course that, has lots of information in it, lots of workbooks and PDFs and things like that. That's fine for you. But if you don't know what your learner wants or needs, then it's very tricky to say, well, I've found that I've signed up for courses before where somebody's done a great face to camera video to promote it, and then everything on the inside was written. And it just completely incongruent with what I thought it was going to be. What I would say is, if you're not sure what your learners want, because you might be brand new to this and you don't know who to ask because you don't have any learners yet, is probably the rule of three, is have 3 different types of media. And that might be face to camera, it might be voice over visuals, there might be some PDFs in there and some quizzes. Those 3 tend to be your kind of main ones. You've also got screen share, so if you're wanting to show how a particular piece of software works. But the rule of 3 is what I would say. At least that way you are going to cover most of what people an element of what people actually want. Okay, so the 4th one here is, what challenge will they overcome? The whole point of somebody doing an online course is they want to achieve something by the end of it, and be very specific in knowing what the challenge is that they want to overcome will help you not only design your course, but it'll also help you design your landing page. And your landing page is your front page. It's the page that people will see with all the information on it that helps drive them to purchase your course. And if you are talking about the challenges that they specifically have on that landing page, and you're delivering on that in the course, you will get repeat buyers or people that can then sing your praises or give you a review on it because they found it really worthwhile. And then the last one for me here is, how can the course be segmented? People tend to learn online in much shorter bursts. So webinars like this, people generally are committed to, it's probably going to be about an hour. There might be some interaction. It might be more information, but mentally we're set up for that. For online courses, people will dip in and out. They won't necessarily go in the order you want them to, and they will get bored quite quickly because they can get distracted. So if you are creating something that is face to camera like this, then probably 3 to 6 minutes is your absolute maximum for a recording. The shorter, the better, to be honest with you. And the way I often talk about it is, if you think about having a menu in front of you, you sat in a cafe or a restaurant and there's a menu, it's split up into, you know, starters, mains, puddings, drinks, whatever, and underneath there you've got all the different menus of things, and you kind of dip in and out of them. It's exactly the same for when you're kind of looking at how you're creating your course. You'll have headings, you'll have subheadings, and then they'll be sectioned out. So short and sweet is what you're looking for when you're designing this stuff.